Ladies and gentlemen, however you want to identify yourselves, welcome once again back to the Transfer Zone. We are back after a very, very long time. That's essentially a month of transfer news that we have to go through. Um, I am joined, as always, by the wonderful and amazing Lottie. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Still recharging, still not over the World Cup, but life goes on. So can't wait to get stuck into what you've got for us.
Well, as this is Transfer Zone, we should really start with the transfers. Uh, um, so, to let people know, the transfer window actually officially closes on the 14th of September. During this last month, Frey Godfrey has officially been loaned out to Charlton Athletic. As I went back and double checked, it wasn't announced on the previous Transfer Zone, and it has been announced now. So, on top of that, opportunity for Freya Godfrey to get some experience when she's out on loan.
No, absolutely. I mean, she needs, as long as she gets those minutes, that's the most important thing, because there's nothing worse than going out loan and you don't get any minutes with the team because the manager doesn't really want to play you. I think hopefully she'll get those minutes and she'll find her feet very quickly down in Charlton.
Yes, Charlton Athletic playing actually in the Championship, so we'll be able to keep an eye on her through the FA Player. And speaking of the Championship, as it is their first week this Sunday, Watford have signed three of our players on a dual loan. That is Michelle Agaman. So unfortunately, the Arsenal fans will not be able to chant her name unless we end up playing Watford, either in the Conti Cup or the FA Cup. That also Leah Harbert, a midfielder that was also in our Champions League squad, as well as Katie Reid. Those that might remember watching the women's Euros under 17s, Katie Reid scored a brilliant goal against Spain. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough. Spain ended up winning that one 3-1 and ironically, I believe it was a final. Uh, how things come around, but
Well, that's one way to kick me in my teeth. Thanks, Matt.
yes, I do apologise, but Katie Reid, Leah Harbour, and as we all know, Michelle Agerman's very capable. But they've all joined Watford. They're going to be with each other. They'll get to know, play basically next door and train next door, or even from London Colney. So opportunities there for them. What would you like to see from them this season? Would you like to see more of them?
I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see more of Michelle. I mean, we did have some fun at that Champions League game. I don't know how the hell she ignored us, but obviously she's watching the game like we are. But yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good for them to just move on and get minutes in for another team. The experience is very key, especially if you want to break into what quality we do already have. So I wish them all good luck and can't wait for them to come home.
And another player out the door on loan, Kaelan Marquise, has been loaned out to Bristol. Their first opportunity in the WSL for a while. They were relegated, I believe it was about 3 seasons ago, just before COVID. So it's an opportunity for them to showcase what they've got. A lot of talent in that squad as well. Can Kaelan be that difference for Bristol this season, do you think?
Possibly. I haven't seen enough of Kaylin, unfortunately. I've seen more. I remember more Sabs playing, and Sabs hasn't even been here that long. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens. I think our away game in October is going to be very interesting. Well, I think is she can still play, can't she?
I believe so. We're not
Oh
too sure on this at
gosh.
the moment.
Hopefully she hasn't been watching like Viv and Beth too much. Well, she has been has been with us, but I'm just hoping for them to come back at this point. Beth's aiming to be fully fit for the season, beginning season, which is really exciting. We've just got over 5 weeks to go.
So we'll go into our potential incomings. Leia Cadena, centre back at Barcelona. I will not mention what you thought I was going to mention.
Absolutely not. I'm already not a fan. If she behaves like she does for like she did in that World Cup final, that she does at the Arsenal, I don't want to. Sorry, but can you imagine when she officially signs and her and Russo walk into the same room? That's going to be awkward.
Well, there was a lot of Spanish player acting, shall we say, in that final.
Yeah,
And
but I don't want to see that at my club.
no,
That's one thing we pride ourselves on, and that needs to be nipped in the bud straight away. Because none of like we've seen Leah Williams thrown on her head. She gets up, even with concussion, she continues playing for like 60 seconds and then she goes down. We don't play like that here. Unless it's in the Champions League and you're playing Barcelona, then yeah.
just to give some sort of intention on what we're going to be expecting, 13 carries in 13 appearances last season with 1 goal and 61 successive progressive passes. So a bit of a similar player to Leah Williamson. Sort of fill the void at the moment. However, Taya Goldie is now officially injured. I will not say those letters.
The Arsenal cruciatus curse.
But we'll just say we'll blame Rob Holding for that one because the cat came out of the bag unfortunately on Sunday during an interview with a YouTuber I've never heard of when this came out, but it's just a really weird option. Just another player that has been linked, but unfortunately there's not really much on this. Something that I messaged you privately and said I wanted to do a transfer zone because of this, and I was going to surprise you with it. You sort of got really goody about this, but there's more now strong links towards Chelsea. But her contract is set to expire with Hammarby in January, so there's an option for her to move in January. Chelsea heavily linked, Everton also been heavily linked, but there are other clubs involved. Arsenal are expected to be in the move.
And the mix, Liverpool in the mix as well.
I read
the
Liverpool.
other day.
I haven't heard Liverpool. That's a new one on me. But Kyra Cooney Cross, player that I think we're quite excited about, especially when Australia played England in that friendly. She was really setting the pace. Just what would you like? Would you hope that she comes?
I'd love her to join us because we can shape her into that Leah Volti style sort of player. I saw inklings of it, but it's a case of we need a backup for either Kim or Leah Volti. Sorry, I know I've just said that. My mind went blank there. And I feel like she's the ideal fit. Tournament football, you do bring your best game to it, but she was one of my ones to watch in the Road to Stadium Australia when we looked at Group B. We were looking at Australia, Republic of Ireland, Nigeria, and Canada. And she just had consistent performances across the pitch through every single game, right to that third place playoff. And I'd love to have a player like her in Arsenal because she will run the full 90 minutes. She won't stop. She will run. And that's the kind of player I want to see at Arsenal. I just need Steph Catley and Caitlin Fawn to be and do their agent business and kind of pip Sam Kerr to the post.
Well, the rumour is that there's potentially a couple more Australians joining the WSL. We'll wait and see who they are, but if we imagine Kyra Cooney-Cross will be joining the WSL, just a case of for who at this current moment. Tim Stillman has also mentioned that Arsenal are on the lookout for a right back. We do not know who at the current moment. Obviously, Laura Weinreuter will not be taking part this season due to her 3 dreaded letter words, cutting that right towards the end of the season. Mainly, it's really weird, that one. It was something like, I think I clocked it as something like 20 seconds after Jem Beattie scored the equaliser. But really odd. But also, we should also mention Sylvain Jamat, very much a friend of the Arsenal Women's Supporters Club, a very devoted Arsenal fan as well. Has also suggested the defensive midfielder would be coming in as well, or could be potentially in the mix. So if Kyra Cooney Cross does not come in, there could be 1 or 2 additions.
Oh, I can believe it as well. We need to strengthen our ranks, especially with that our little ACL club growing. During Timber is the first man to join this club out of the men's over at the Arsenal. So yeah, no, we need to strengthen our ranks if we're going to go for it. I mean, you look at the up top, you look at most of the middle. It's scary, but it's the back line that I fear most, and the midfield that I worry about, because I don't want Kim to Kim was injured twice last season.
Yes.
And what at the same time was I think once it was the same time as Leah Volti, and there was just nothing, and that scares me. There's just no one to sort of pull the strings. Although we had the leadership and everything else, there's just no one to pull the strings to get the ball through smoothly and actually for people to take shots at the goal.
That would be intense. We'll move on now to a bit of Madame Two Swords news. I don't know if everyone knows this, but the Madame Two Swords has suggested that they want to do a Lioness Waxwork. They're asking the public to vote, and these players are Alex Greenwood, Chloe Kelly, Lauren James, Leah Williamson, Lucy Bronze, Mary Earps, Millie Bright, or Serena Weidman. I think we all know who we want to kind of go for. Who would you vote for?
You realise the Arsenal massive when it comes to voting. It's going to be Leah Williamson. I'm calling it now. I'm sorry, the Arsenal are absolutely massive when it comes to online and social media votes. It's going to be Leah Williamson. She's got my vote anyway. As much as I appreciate everybody else, it's got to be Leah. She captained us at the Euros. And yeah, I'm using my Arsenal bias here, so it's got to be Leah for me. What about you, Matt?
I've actually voted twice. I voted for Serena and Leah.
You're not meant to tell everybody that.
It's right. They can't find you if they don't know what emails you got.
That's cheating. Anyway,
you say you tell me that when people always rig these things anyway. Yes. So we'll go on to Champions League fixtures now. So Sylvan has explained the Champions League in his article. Essentially, there is a lot of, with the transfer news and everything going on, we can still make 3 signings tops, and they'll be able to play at the current moment. However, I was a bit upset, really. I don't know if you've seen this. Arsenal claiming that the Champions League is back, in the quotes, at the Emirates for the first time in 6 years. Arsenal women 4 times in 5 seasons. 2 years they've been at the Emirates.
Yeah, I know, but the thing is, you've got to remember the women's game is still growing. There's still a lot of groundwork to do that. Yes, we've got all those people to turn up for the quarterfinals and the semi-finals last year, but that is because the knock-on effect from winning the Euros, and a lot more people were watching it, and it's going to grow eventually. But the Arsenal selling point, yes, it's incorrect, but it's also a case of a lot of men's fans don't care that we've won the Champions League with the women. They simply just don't care. And it's a case of growing it and doing the marketing and selling it in the right way. I don't agree with what Arsenal said. It annoys me because we're women's fans. But it's just the way they're selling it. The men's Champions League is a bit more prestige as far as they're concerned, and they're a sellout every single game, more or less.
We'll just carry on then with some ticket news. So just to let people know, for that Champions League tie against Linköping, 4,500 tickets have been sold. At the time that I was doing my notes, which was earlier this morning, the opening game against Liverpool, that is currently also nearly all of the lower tier completely sold out. The upper tier is just starting. There's still some club level tickets as well. First away game against Manchester United at Leigh Sports Village, 8th of October. It's still expected to be a 2 p.m. kickoff. We do not know that. That won't be confirmed just yet. Arsenal have been given 1,000 tickets. However, fans will be mixed together. Once again, no segregation. it's also really bad for the disabled fans. Just to let people know that there's basically no disabled seating unless you've got a wheelchair. But you have to contact the disability liaison team if you want to book those types of tickets. And lastly, we go away to Bristol on the 22nd. Again, another 2 p.m. kickoff to be confirmed, though. 630 tickets in a block at Ashton Gate. However, this time around, we've got a whole block to ourselves. There's going to be a huge party in that, I would imagine, down at Bristol.
Absolutely, it's quite exciting. I'm not too keen on the idea of mixing with Man United fans at this point, because there's going to be a lot of animosity with our free signing this summer. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens up there. Hopefully, it won't be too much. I know it's a nightmare to get up there as it is, from your grumblings from last season. But yeah, no, Bristol's going to be fun. I mean, 630, that's not a lot of tickets, but we have the Arsenal, we will be heard. So nothing to worry about. The fans will get there.
Just keep an eye out on Arsenal social media and the club website as well, because those tickets are not on sale yet. However, the first 2 home games, which is against Aston Villa and Liverpool, are currently available on Arsenal website. So we'll just now go on to some kit news. A few things that are irking people. Jodie Taylor, you can still get her shirt, her number and her shirt. However, there has been no update from the club about the situation with her. Is she still carrying on? Is she retiring? Is she moving on? We generally do not know, but she is still listed on the team's website as a member of the team on the club website as well.
I shouldn't think so. Has anyone seen all that depth we've got up top now? I don't think she's staying. There's no way. She didn't score. As much as I appreciated her when she came on the pitch and the way she played, she didn't score. I don't think she's a viable option for how we want to play next season, unfortunately.
I do find it a bit bizarre. Nothing's been said. Her contract has expired and nothing has been said at all.
Yeah, but we had a busy few weeks before World Cup. Just wait for it to settle down, and then we'll start being busy again. I think
that is true.
It's only been 4 days, so you know.
However, they could have mentioned the numbers that Amanda and Chloe Lacasse were going to get. However, again, nothing has been mentioned and nothing has been said about this. So if you wanted Amanda on your shirt or Chloe, you're a bit out of luck. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer to get them on your back.
Yeah, but the thing is, we know this for new players. You know, you've got to wait till at least the end of September, beginning of October for their prints, because they're never the Armory in particular are never ready for new prints. I've only just got Russo in, and look when we signed her. It's a case of waiting a few weeks, and then you'll be able to find out numbers and get your shirts printed. It's just a case of patience. It's like when the home shirts come out, I never get them printed until I know that I can get. If I've seen the club font, and if I like the club font, I have to wait a couple of weeks because they never had the women's ready. It's always the men's first because they're probably the most popular printings at this point.
So there was a bit of chaos with the goalkeeper shirts as well, for those that don't know. I'm not going to go on the Marriott stuff. We'll leave that aside because she has spoken quite a lot about this. I thought, you know what, I'll have a look at the Arsenal.
They're making the shirts now, and they're going to be limited to the amount of shirts they can make. So if you want to get one, you got to go on tonight very quick and keep an eye on their website.
I was thinking more about Arsenal shirts, the goalkeeper shirts, the black one or the blue one. You cannot get in an adult. You can only get them in a junior at the moment.
Yeah, no, they're pretty much sold out everywhere. It's just again, if you don't get in there first come first serve, you're gonna have to wait a couple of months. They never stock enough anyway.
And yeah, that's everything. Yeah, that's everything. Apart from Kaylin, Kaylin's still on that on the, you can still get her on the back of your shirt if you really wanted to. So that would be quite fun and game. Someone to turn up in a red shirt with a Kalen on the back at Bristol.
Yeah, the thing is, it wouldn't be a red shirt, would it? It'd be blue. It could even be one from last season. You know, so you never know. It might be a grey one, could be a yellow one. Was it grey and yellow last year?
Yellow, and I think it was blue again.
Yeah, I don't. My head's gone blank. I don't really particularly buy goalkeepers kits. I'm not part of that goalkeepers union, so yeah, I wouldn't know.
So with that in mind, that is everything from Transferzone. Thank you for joining us. It was a bit, we weren't expecting it to be this short, but I think we did that in record time. Unfortunately, Adam couldn't join us, but it is a bank holiday over in the UK, so we hope you enjoy your bank holiday. We hope you have a good weekend and enjoy yourselves. Hopefully, the sun is still shining. My
Well,
name,
bloody well, I hope so. I'm down in the lower tiers this weekend in the Emirates, so I hope the sun does come out.
my Twitter is at MattLR28. Lottie.
You can always find us, as always, at VAW Pod on Twitter, or you can come find me, Lottie_AWFC.
So, oh, and don't forget about the VAW pod as well. And we would also like to say a very happy birthday to the wonderful manager that is Vic Akers Wonderland. Vic Akers. It's his 77th birthday, and we've all wished him a happy birthday, and he's given all the love. So thank you very much, Vic, for spreading the love around and taking your time with everyone, especially on Twitter. It's made a lot of people's days, and it's just nice to be able to say at the very minimal happy birthday to you. And we hope that you shared it with a lot of special people, and that extends towards the Arsenal family as well. I hope that you're keeping yourself well.